All right, countdown's over. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday live stream with Man Maverick here. So we've got so much to talk about overnight, right? Because we had the Fed meeting yesterday, which was a little bit of a downer, there, right? We had a big drop in the overall market. He was saying everything that Trump didn't want him to say. So that was really interesting. And then we had this. I'm on SPY chart right now. We had this huge drop off at the end of the day. Did anyone get some of that action? Did anyone get some of that action towards the end of the day with us, especially in premium side? We were kicking some ass and taking names over there, making some really amazing profits at the end of the day until we had that big huge move into the after hours with Meta earnings. We had Microsoft earnings that just blew everything up and just took the market back higher again. So we're in this whole new high again today. We're at 639 on SPY, which if it opens up here, we're at all-time highs again. So I would never have guessed we'd be seeing this morning. So I wanted to come on early. I think it's pretty wild. My Meta just smashed earnings, like amazing beat on both EPS sales. I think they Bull was saying in the earnings stream yesterday that they raised their guidance as well. So I mean, you might as well buy a bit more of that island that he's been purchasing and building that bunker in. You might as well buy a bit more piece of that island and just take over the whole thing at this point with that kind of money. So huge results there. And then we have Microsoft as well, right? We can easily just these numbers were just amazing, shocking. Big revenue as well for Microsoft on their cloud, and also like all AI, right? Everything AI is just smashing right now, and it's the most popular sector. So that's what you focus on. If you want to make some big money, you focus on that sector. Yeah, SPY right now. I'm just going to review SPY. Like I said, good morning. We're trying to wake up and slap some water in our face, get ourselves ready for market open in about 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm on SPY right now. We gapped. Obviously, we just gapped up, continue to gap up overnight. And now we're kind of into this little gap right here that it created from after hours yesterday into pre-market this morning. So that's pretty much how I'm gonna just line this up. Just as a SPY player, I like to set up some some plans going into market open, so I'm prepared. And that's kind of what I do, right? And even in the coaching and the premium side, kind of just plot out some areas of interest where I'm looking to play the downside if we lose that area, or if we break above a resistance, let's play the upside. Let's not be biased here. Let's play whichever direction sets up. So I am going to just put a line at the bottom here. This is the bottom of the gap. So we got this little gap here, and I'm going to draw a little rectangle. Right, here's the gap. And we're pretty much going into that gap now. And this is an area of interest for me, which is around 639.25. That's what I'm going to be looking at right here to see if we drop down and we can take some put action after market opens, or we can consider maybe a bounce area there. So we could either see this, retest and fill that little gap. It's only a small gap, right? We can see that and then bounce right up here again, and we can play calls off that bounce. Probably about 640 calls for maybe tomorrow's expiration. I don't like to play zero DTEs. I'm just not that kind of risk taker, but go for it. If you want to go for it and you want to make some quick money, do those 0 days if you can keep your risk tight and you have a plan. So meaning if it goes wrong and things start to drop, then you've got a plan to stop out and take as minimal loss as possible. That's what it's all about. Discipline, guys. Let's keep the discipline tight. Keep the risk management tight. Doesn't matter if it's a risky trade or a non-risky trade. As long as you have a plan, the risk should be the same for you no matter what. So I'm just looking for this bounce here at 639.25, and I'm going to write that on the screen here so that we remember and I don't forget. Just like yesterday, I was forgetting that I was in some puts that actually made money, but lucky enough, I remembered. So let's not get to that situation today. And then we're going to look for, if we lose this, then we're going to look for somewhere else to play this. Preferably, I would like to lose this level, retest, and then play it down on the retest and rejection. That's ideal. But if we don't get that and we see it just a drop off, then I'd just be looking to take this down to a few levels down here. So I'm going to put this level here from yesterday's after hours action. And then I'm going to put this area right here, because I'm putting these lines, I'm not just making these lines up while I go along. I'm just looking at the most touches along the way in the chart and where I saw the most reaction off of. So I'm putting those lines there. So we can see here, this is a touch here, touch here, touch here. We saw some rejection at this point. So it is a resistance point before the whole Fed shabacle that happened. And then we have this level here from after hours. So that's pretty much what I'm going to aim for to the downside. Upside, I'll just look to take out these highs as a target point. So 639.25 is the bounce level to play some calls to the upside to aim for that 641 ish. And then if we lose it, then we aim for 638. And then if that gets real ugly, 636s, and we can really smash some of those profits in the put side. Same thing with the calls. If we continue going through and making new highs, what do? We just raise those stops up, keep ourselves in, maybe trim some of your position to take a little bit of risk off the table, but keep yourself, raising that stop, keeping it in the trade as long as possible until you get stopped out. That's how you can, kind of keep yourself continuation in a trade, maybe a trading stop, maybe a physical stop just under support. And then if that gets hit, you're taking the profit still, you're not taking a loss, right? So there's that. So I'm looking for that for SPY. I do have my watch list that I put out there this morning in the Discord, also on socials. We have about 5 minutes, so I can just briefly go through those as well. So also I want to write here, if we do bounce off that area, I'll be looking to take 640 calls, and that's for SPY, and it will be for expiration August 1st. Look at that. We're going to be in a brand new month tomorrow. Hell yeah. And then here, if we lose that area, I will likely take 638 puts. Let's do that. Expiration, August 1st. Okay, so we do the same same date, expiration date. We're just looking for calls if we bounce back up. If we lose it, we look for some puts. Once you're in profit, don't go red, protect yourself. Even raising your stop to break even, still not a loss, right? It's still a win in my book because you're not taking the loss if it decides to springboard down and then pumps right back up. So always protect yourself at that level. So yeah, everyone's kind of planned out. This is what I do every morning. I try to do it a lot in the coaching, in my swing channel. I plan out a few of these trades, especially option trades. So it's kind of just kind of, this could happen in the morning right now, or it could go sideways until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The play is still active. It can still, hit our entries. But if it's going sideways, it's just not ready until it's ready, right? So I'm just going to be watching this. This could be sideways action for like 3 hours. And then over here, we finally break high and we take our calls. Or we finally break low and we take our puts. So always keep kind of these plans on standby. So we're good for that, everyone? Okay, so good question, Jenny. I just looked at the bottom of this gap up from yesterday's after hours action to the pre-market today. That little gap there, and you can see we hit that head right about that 639, pulled back, and then we gapped up overnight into the pre-market. Then that created this little gap here. So it's just the bottom of that gap pretty much a gap fill. That's where I got the 639.25 from. The plays for the watch list, VRME. This is one that had some news today. We had a big pump from after hours yesterday into pre-markets, holding up pretty well. And I'm waiting for a break over. Let me share that in the Discord real quick so I remember. Too many things going on in my head, guys. Too many numbers. Let me share that in the chat over here. So this is the watch list. So we're looking for a break over 126, over VWAP, over the SMA 20 ribbon. This is the strategy I teach. The ribbon's based on that. So I'm just looking for a break over 126. If we got the strong volume and we break over 126 on like a 2-minute time frame, then I would look to take this up to the 140, 150. Maybe we can get to a new high if the volume is substantial. If we see a lot more volume than we saw pre-market, then I'd be looking to just kind of hit my targets, take some profit, and then kind of raise my stops up along the way so I can try to stay in as long as possible, but keeping my risk low, because I've taken probably 70, 80% out at that point, just riding 20%, 25% to see if I get any more. So I'm just looking for a break of 126. That will be above VWAP, above the SMA 20 ribbon, and then look to take this up towards, these levels up here. If we really get volume, we're gonna see it, and we're just gonna blast probably right through all these pre-market highs. So if you joined us now, you don't need to rush into the trade. Let it play out at market open, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let it kind of just fight between buyers and sellers, and then we're going to see the trend after that, the clear trend. We're going to see it after 10, 15 minutes. We don't need to rush into it and then get stopped out right away. So I'm just going to look for that 126 break. This is VRME, and then look to take this higher if the volume's there. Just raising my stops up, right? So we got about 60 seconds till market is open. Are we ready to go, guys? How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling over here? We ready to go? I'm gonna repost this. We got about 35 seconds. So that's that one. So I'm gonna be waiting for market open for that one. We got SNGX. This is one. They're close to setting up. This one we want to break over 2. So I want to get over all this mess here, and then we go towards those highs there. So over 2 for SNGX. We play a 2-minute candle over that resistance, and then we take out the pre-market high. Got about 10 seconds, guys, to rock and roll. So looking for a break here and then take it up here if we get that momentum for SNGX. So game time. Show's on the road, guys. Here we go. 9:30 is upon us. It's like a Grand Prix race. The lights are out, ready to go. So we're just going to just flick back. I got all those watch list trades on my watch list on the right side, so I'm prepared to just flip back and forth. I'm going to go to SPY, see what happens here on the 2-minute. Already a drop off, so that's good for now. On the 2-minute, I'm just going to just let it play out for a minute. See if it gets sucked back up, or we get like a retest on the next candle. And then if we get a retest and rejection, play it down. 638 puts for tomorrow. Targets personally up to you guys. 10, 20%. Make sure that your risk is the same and no more. 1 for 1 at least. Don't risk more than you're willing to target. So yeah, it's already a drop off, right? We kind of saw this happening with all these tech names running pretty strong overnight. Some selling here, right? Profit taking. So that's all good. This one off. So that's all good. Risky is from market open, taking this as soon as we lose this area. But if you got the cojones to do it, props to you. Who's taking a trade so far? Anyone's going to take a trade? No one wants to jump in on this big red candle here on SPY? A little bit scared out there? Don't blame you. I'm shaking a little bit here in my chair as well. So yeah, on these plans, guys, we can do these all day long. In the coaching, we practice plans for swing trading all day long. If they don't set up right, we don't take them, but we can plan them out and put alerts on the chart. So when we get to those entries, we get that little alert, and then we get in if it meets our plan for that trade. So it's all strategy based. No, not so much emotions, right? Involved in the trading. It's like a job. Get in there, make some money, and get out. So SPY, yeah, just dropping off, but let's see what happens with this candle here, because it's some bias down here. But I have these two on my watch list ready to take if we get the right setup. I have no fear. So let me go through these real quick. PBM was one that was on the watch list too, also getting momentum here, right off a support. And this entry was at 7. What was the entry for this one? 760, aim for 8. We got 825 so far in this one. A really good bounce off this area here. And it held that area like a champ, right? So we got some really good reversal of this support right here that bounced off a few times this morning. And then we got to that 825 so far from 760 entry. So close to second target. If we can build momentum on this and we start to see more flow of volume down here, RSI is strong as well. If it can continue in that direction, we could aim for that VWAP, which is around 870 at this point. But if you're in profit, shouldn't be taking a loss in this particular play here that we put on the watch list. I'll have a look at one of my... What else do we have? Earnings. We have big earnings today. We have Amazon, Apple. Let's see if we take the market higher again, right? So this one's pulling back. The juice may have been lost here, but we're just going to see if it can hold that 760, which was our entry. If it can hold 760, we see it bounce off that area. It's still good to go, but keep your stop tight there on this trade. SNGX still hovering just under $2. We need to see that pump to get an entry there as well. So SNGX got rejection right here at that $2 level, right? It's amazing when things line up perfectly for you, and you actually kind of know what you're doing at this point. This was a rejection right at $2, and now we got rejection pull back. So we got some sellers coming in. Maybe they're going to pull this all the way down. We shall see, but it's not going to set up for us to the upside until $2 is broken. I am going to put this level down here as well, just to see if we do get some retests down here. Potential reversal type of trades could be off these levels, right? So if we do come down and momentum starts picking back up, meaning buyers step back in at these levels, then we can play trades right off reversals here. So, oops, I'm not very good at drawing at 9:35 in the morning. Sorry, guys. Not quite Bob Ross yet. So yeah, so we got that pullback. SNGX, not momentum to the upside, but we can look for a pullback to support. Maybe some buyers pick up that support level and we start bouncing right back off those particular supports, and then we can trade it for 10%, 5%, 15%, whatever it can give us. But the aim here is just to stay disciplined and don't take a loss when you're in profit. This SMA strategy that I teach, SMA 20 strategy that I teach, it can keep your risk very low, and give you a very good kind of level to enter and a level to exit. And that's why the SMA 20 strategy is effective. Keep your risk very low and give you a really good entry point based on a few little technicals that you see on the chart that's looking strong for strength, and then it gives you a buy signal. And then when we start losing that, it gives you that sell signal. The whole aim of my strategy is to buy. Even if you buy and you hold to the sell signal, you should leave with a little profit. You should not leave with a loss. You should leave with a little profit or break even at least, but never take a loss. And that's why I'm really focused on this strategy in swing trading, day trading, option trading, whatever strategy. Whatever strategy you're in, this actual SMA can work for you very well. So let's see what this one's doing. This one touched VWAP, guys, up to 871, right on the button of VWAP, meaning not really going to flip real bullish until we get through VWAP. And then we should see some more inflow of volume once we break VWAP and start pushing above it. Right now, we've got rejection right on the button of VWAP, 871. But our targets have hit. All our targets have been hit from 760 to 870. At this point, you may be in 20, 15, 10% left, just in case we get that continuation break above. But your stop should not be at a loss either at this point, right? So we got this nice buy signal on the ribbon on this candle as well. And then the VWAP rejection so far. So break above that, we should get more upside. So let's go. Yeah, let's go on this one. That one's real nice. Looking at CFLT, man. This one got smashed with earnings yesterday, down 31%. I love to pick up bottoms, and that's going to be on my radar for the next couple of days. They do cloud as well, cloud-based revenue. They do some AI, but got smashed with earnings. Although they beat earnings, I believe the guidance came in a little short for the next quarter, and that's what investors focus on. What's going to happen in the future, not what's happening in the past. So we saw some reaction for CFLT, down 31% today. I am going to look for a reversal just because that's who I am. But I won't be risking too much of my money into those kind of dead cat bounces. Just a little bit of play money in those. Okay, so let me go to SPY 2. What are we down? Anyone taking a put on SPY? We are down. We are aiming towards that target point of 638.12 is our target point. You don't have to trust me right onto that point. Whenever you're happy with your profits, take your profits, go by your own plan. Don't worry about me in the background here. Do you? I'm just here to help you get the setups and to get into a strategy and get more consistent. That's what I'm here to do. But when you're happy with your profits, then you go by you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about Coach Lee. I need a whistle. I feel like I need a whistle in this stream because I'm Coach Lee, Coach Mad Maverick. I need a whistle, right? Come on. So we touched that first target on the downside, guys. I need a whistle. So when I hit targets, I blow the whistle into the mic, so it makes us all deaf for a second. But yeah, first target hit, guys. 638. We are dropping. We are dropping now. Fed Powers sitting on top of these candles, trying to pull them down. It's working. It's working right now. Big drop off. Anyone up in profits in SPY puts? Anyone in them? Come on. Congrats if you did. Congrats if you traded that downside move. Oh, PBM smash 930, guys. This one smashed right through VWAP. There we go. That's why we keep a little bit on the table, smashing right through VWAP here. This candle is not closed yet for 30 seconds, so it can literally close below VWAP. So you need to, think about taking profits, minimizing your risk at this point, keeping maybe a little bit on the table for maybe a retest of these pre-market highs. But we got to move here, 760 entry to $9.44. Think about that kind of profit in a matter of 11 minutes. It's time to pack up for the day, right? We've done our trade for the day. It's time to be done. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach house. Let's enjoy the pool. Let's not give it back to the market on the next trade. So yeah, we keep going. 946, new high of day. Let's keep going. Maybe the next target we get to is up here around, what's that, 960? Maybe we get to 960. If 960 doesn't hold it down, then we get the touchdown, maybe at 920. We get that Hail Mary, 1020 is the next target here. If we get through 960. Wow. This is a nice trade of the day, even on the 2-minute. Look at the curl on that with a nice entry with the Maverick indicator right here, the SMA ribbon giving us a nice clean signal right here. This is our max target that we're aiming for. It's okay to have a tiny bit of your position left. I don't blame you for taking profit if you did there. And this is just a little extra bonus point towards this 960. It could really drop off here, so that's why you got to just keep that exposure low at this point. A CFLT trying to pump right back up here. But with these earnings, like the reaction, like this CFLT looks great, like 30% down. Let me take some. I'm not going to take any, okay? Because we got several price downgrades here. They're going to keep on flowing in for the next couple of days. These institutions, let me just keep on bringing this price target down. Let's bring the stock down. Let's keep bringing it down. And when after like maybe 3 or 4 days, once all the selling has happened, maybe this CFLT would be a nice pickup. I may miss the trade today and it may pump right back up today, but that's not my plan here. My plan is to let it go for a couple of days, let the FUD and all these downgrades kind of flow into the mix. And then once that's done, then I will look to maybe pick some up, right? So, let's see where this one's going. About $2 is what we need here. Break above. This is probably the best option, the best opportunity is going to have here if we break across 2. Oh, all right, we got the pump. We have the pump on this already. SN GX already pumping. I don't trust this yet. We need to see some candle, this 2-minute candle close above $2. Right now, it wicked all the way up to the high of pre-market, not closing above. So we got about, how long do we have? A minute left for this candle. Let's see if it can close above and build that base from $2, then start going up. 230, 220, 240, 250. It's like an auction at this point for targets. It's all right. It's all right, guys. Some days it's slow, some days it's fun. Just take advantage of the ones that give us the best setup, and then the ones that don't, I just kind of sit there and wait for a play to set up the way I want it. Then I get in. If nothing happens for the day, I just move on with my day. Do some live streams, do some coaching, do some research. You know what I'm saying? Oh, CFLT is getting some pump action. So SPY, guys, down to our first target, below our first target. Next target, if it dares to go there, is 636.72. Or does it form a bottom? We shall see what happens. But that, that is quite this selling pressure there. But the volume is decreasing here to the downside. So we may either, we may start to see some buyers try to creep in and hit a bottom here, unless the sellers start to pump up this sell side volume a little bit more. Oh, we do have who's ready for that Figma. That Figma IPO is starting today. Who's ready for that? Who's here for some of that action? I think that one is there's a lot of people, a lot of investors waiting to trade that. The allocated amount of our shares to buy is full, so there's just a lot of people wanting to get into the action of Figma. Some competition to Adobe, they could say, but on a smaller scale here. I mean, they don't make the kind of income and they don't have the strong structural fundamental basis like Adobe. Adobe is a juggernaut right there, right, in that sector. But now that they're in the public eye, they can raise some more funds. They can start working on products, maybe stronger products that could compete better with Adobe. Then they may start taking some of that market share. So it's going to be a very popular IPO. I don't know what time it will open up, so it varies, right? So it may be 10, it may be 11, it could be 1 in the afternoon. So we shall see what happens with Figma. But I want some of that action. I want to get in on some of that action. You know what I'm saying? And if it takes some of that market from Adobe and we see some really good solid volume today, I don't mind buying a little piece of that on some dips. Like if we get a little bit of dip action down to under $30, I'd take a little bit of that long term, and try to build a little swing position there. It's going to open up, I think, $33, but who knows? It could open up at $40. There could be some big purchases right from the get go that just opens it up at $40. So we shall see what it does today. But I am ready for that, like CoreWeave, right? CoreWeave opened up in the 30s. And look at that baby go for CoreWeave. We can go and check that one out. CRWV. This was a big one too. And this one started in the 30s. And we were calling this out in the Discord in the 30s, right? So we were like buying in the 30s. And then we also had break of this, aim for this. Like this was here. This fib retracement was when we were looking for extra targets to the upside once we broke through. So we're already planning these next moves based on our fib extension here. But look where it went. We IPO'd, we pumped up to like 60, came all the way down to the 30s, and then the next big move was all the way to 183, 87. So like I want some of this action with Fig and Figma. I want to see some of this kind of action where we can make 3x, 4x our money within a few months, and then I just get out. If I'm up 3, 4x my position, I'm out of that. I don't even care. I'll wait for pullbacks to enter again. But this was a huge solid move with IPO action with CoreWeave. I want some of that today. I want some of that with Figma. That's what we're gonna do with Figma. It's not open yet. Let's see. Figma not open yet. It says $23. It says I don't know why it says that. But let me see if there's any new stuff. Starting trading today. Doesn't say a time. It's just going to open when it wants to open. It may just continue to update along the way. It may say, oh, and it's going to open at 11, and then maybe closer to 11, they say 12. They delay it. Like it really depends when they want to bring it online. So you have to be kind of just keep it on the watch list, follow it. And once it's active, then we can kind of trade it, right? So premium, you get a lot more live stream, live trading action. So if you want more live trading, more coaching, live trading, and live streams, join us in the premium Discord, right? So you may get a few of these free ones in the week, but if you want more learning a strategy, consistent strategy that works, then jump in the coaching. jump into the other products we offer, and we can really focus on that for you. So Figma, we're just watching, right? There's nothing here, no data. So bummer. Let's see what UPS is doing. UPS is still dumping off, my lord. Yeah, so UPS, I don't even want to look at UPS yet until maybe the 70s. I put some levels yesterday, maybe 77 or 70. We could get some action there. So we already lost the swing low on UPS at 89. So what we're planning here is to maybe take a sweep at it, sweep it up when it comes down and retest maybe 70 to 77, see which one holds in these levels. When the buying comes back in is when we pick that up and sweep up the bottom. We could easily come down for UPS in this whole little box here that it was consolidating in for a long time before COVID. So we could literally come back there, and I don't mind taking a chance down in the bottom of this box, because you can easily take a chance here at 70, 77 and take it up to in the 80s or maybe the 90s at this point, maybe 100. And that's a solid return from the low 70s, right? So just planning, being smart about it, not jumping the gun, thinking, oh, it's a great deal now, let me buy it, and it's in the middle of two big zones. You're going to get destroyed, and you're probably going to freak out. And you're just going to, want to throw your computer out the window. So if you just plan these things out before, and if it's in the middle of two zones, maybe you wait for it to get back above the previous swing low and then take it higher. Which is a smart way to do it too. But in the middle of two zones, it's going to be tough for you unless you love to dollar cost average down a lot. So SPY, let's go back to SPY. So anyone play the downside with SPY? It's starting to pump back up now. So we may have just got that bottom in place for the day. Let's go into the 3-minute chart. So we start pushing back up into this box. Literally, this can go to, all the way to 640 plus and start making new highs. Or we can see rejection right here at 639.45, and then it starts to fall back down. So that's what I'm looking for. We can get through that 639.45 and hold above it. We're likely to start pushing back up again towards 640 plus. If we get rejection right here, which is my ribbon, then we have an opportunity of maybe a re-entry to the downside as a day trade, scalp it 10, 20%, same expiration, same date, same contract, and play another reversal. But if we start to pump, we get a little bullish signal here. If we start to hold above this level and start to push, then we have an opportunity to play the cool side now, all the way to 640, 641. So we played the downside, hit our targets already, not the second, but below the first at least. Is everyone having fun out there now? Yes, Charlie, I don't know. In the Discord, Charlie, I don't know when Fig is going to be active on the market. So we just have to keep it on a watch list and wait for that to happen. But I am going to try to trade this live in the premium Discord today, because obviously this stream ends in about 30 minutes and I got coaching at 11. So if it comes on at 11, I will do it live in the coaching instead. If it doesn't happen with coaching stream, then I would do it after that in the premium side. So I'm going to try to get on as soon as I see that it's active, and then we can do some setup trades with Figma for the day if it sets up well. If it doesn't and we pull back, maybe tomorrow we can trade it and it sets up good. So it will be very. I'm excited to trade this one. That's why I'm going to do an extra pop up on it and trade Figma today and have some fun there. SPY is kind of just flat, but it's trying to push. We shall see what happens here. Oh, SNGX, totally missed that one, huh? Look at that one. That one blasted in the end. It held and closed above $2. We got to 232 if anyone was following, and my ADHD just kicked in where I'm just all over the place. So if you were managed to trade this one based on the hold over 2, congrats on that one. That was a nice little trade there to 230. There is, I don't think there's an alert, Charlie, for the Webull and IPOs. I know there's a section for IPOs to follow there in Webull, but I'm just going to watch it on my. Maybe you can just put an alert on the TradingView, maybe at $30 or something, and it gives you a ding. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not that excited to trade it. Like, I need to trade it right from the time it opens, but I don't mind if it plays out 30 minutes before I see it. To be honest, but we're going to follow it. There is one IPO that's kind of in the same semiconductor as Nvidia and ARMS, and that is AMBQ. This is one that opened up yesterday, and this one could also get. I actually grabbed some shares, to be honest, yesterday. And if you were in, was it the premium side that I put this one out? Let me just double check. Let me just double check where I put this. It may have been in the watch list channel. Yeah, it was in the watch list channel. So even in the free side of the Discord, you got that alert too for this one. I said above 43.50 for a scalp, trade this above 43.50. We hit 49.80 today before this just sold off right now, right? It's doing this because I'm on the chart, so it's trying to make me look bad here. You're not going to do it today, buddy. So this one hit 49.80 from the break that we're looking for of 43.50. This is in the same kind of sector. They do a cheap semiconductor chips, so ultra low power semiconductor technology. This is what this company does. It's a really new company. Their earnings aren't that great at the moment, but I believe ARM is actually invested in this company here, right here. So investors include ARM Holdings. The company's largest stockholder was Kleiner Perkins with 14.8%. Their products here address the power consumption challenges of AI. Its system on chips are used for markets such as smartwatches and fitness trackers, augmented and virtual reality glasses, hearing aids, livestock tracking. So that's kind of what they do. ARMS are invested in this one too, and that's also a cheap chip company as well, right? They work on ultra cost-effective chips. So this is kind of in that same sector. No wonder they're invested in that too. So this one's already moved up 15. Well, it's up 20% just a minute ago from yesterday. One to watch as well for the weeks ahead. This one could literally rip up to $100. And if we go to their stock analysis and just have a look at their, I don't know if it shows here, but the fundamentals not great. Like their growth is okay, but it's not really that great. Like it's like kind of flat, right? And then like EPS is very negative, and so this is just a startup right now. All the profit margins, gross margins, all of these margins here, free cash flow, all negative at the moment. Balance sheet is not. They don't have. They raise cash, so they're going to have more now. But they everything is kind of in the startup phase for this company. But if the right investors come in and the volume's there, this could literally just take off just because of that volume. And it may not make sense, but just trade the trend until that breaks, and then you get out. Spy. Any other tickers you guys want to look at? Anyone want to look at any tickers? So this is interesting for SPY too. So we got the pump above that level. Now it's retesting that 625, 639.25. Now, if we hold on this candle and start pushing off this candle, that gives me some extra comfort there, confirmation that we're going to start pushing. If we lose it on this candle, then I will take another put to the downside. I'm going to aim for the same levels at this point. Rinse and repeat, you know? $6.80 by lunch. Yeah. Who knows if Amazon's earnings comes out early, maybe. So if you're kind of stuck as a new trader, or you're stuck and you don't know a strategy and you're just jumping into things based on other people's opinions, or they social media posts, and you're like, oh, let me just follow that person, and you keep losing, and you're just inconsistent. Maybe you win one, maybe you lose the next one. You lose more than you won on the first one. It's time to get you consistent on a plan, on a strategy. That it's just so simple. You don't need to have all these bells and whistles. You just need a simple strategy to follow, which will help you guide you with buying, selling, and make sense and easy for you to understand. And if you swing coaching, if you swing trading, if you're day trading, the strategy that I teach in the coaching is going to help you, and it's going to keep your risk low, and the upside, could be very big to the upside and keeping your risk low, right? So the reward could be much, much, much higher than the risk that you take based on the strategy. So, I do this every week, but if you guys want to take the next step, jump into the coaching. It's a small ticket, $40, $39.99 a month, and you get a live stream every week, and you get access to my personal trades and my trade ideas. So it's a good starting point, and you start to learn a strategy that gets you on a good level and a good path to just being consistent. It doesn't even matter if you make 5% a week. It's better than what you were making if you're negative 10% or negative 15%, and it was just every day or every week, and you're just beating yourself up. It's time to change that. It's baby steps. First, you can aim for a couple of percent for the week. Then the next week or the next month, you aim for 10% a week. And you just kind of build yourself up on just focusing on one strategy and not changing every single time and every single trade. So keeping your strategy the same, keeping your plan for every trade the same, will start to get you more consistent. So, yeah. So I mean, we traded this because I planned this out, and we made money to the downside just because I planned it out. Just take a little bit more time to plan things out, not rush into things too quick. I've taken some bad hits through my trading career journey, and I will be gone as a trader if I didn't learn from those mistakes. I'll be gone by now. I'd be probably homeless, selling my house for the money, and then just investing and losing it all if I was doing the same damn thing as I was 10 years ago. So we're here to help you so you don't make those mistakes and feel the pain. I hate pain. I hate needles. I hate needles. I do hate needles. Okay, so what other plays we got going on? V wave is one that's interesting that we traded yesterday in premium side. V wave. Okay, so just before I jump off of SPY, if it does lose this 639.25 again, we should trade it down again, and we trade it down to the target again. And then maybe this time around, we just go lower at this point. So right now, it's just going a fighting between the buyers and sellers on this. It's only 3-minute candles, right? It's not that much. It's only a 3-minute time frame here, but it's still fighting back and forth. So it's just consolidating in this tiny little range, looking to take this out of it and take this higher, or to drop lower to take it lower. And that's all I'm going to wait for. I'm not going to play right in this little box, this little box, I can draw it, right? It's like a little tight little box right here. I'm not going to trade that whatsoever, but it's trying to set up. It's trying to figure out, maybe the algos are trying to mess with it, trying to see which way is going to break. And then we trade it. Trade the clear and easy trend after it breaks one way. Let me have a look. Oh, SoFi is moving 8% up today. Amazing. They did that offering, didn't they? So they raised $1.73 billion through public offering of 82 million shares at $20.85. So we have now, and we talked about this yesterday, also SoFi. One we mentioned yesterday. And also, Chris, you remember we mentioned this yesterday in the stream when you asked me about it. I said, as long as we hold this area here and we stay above it, this thing can go right back to that $24. So we were looking for that reaction off this level of, what was it, $20.30. We said, as long as we stay here above, and this box was yesterday, I drew the box yesterday, as long as we stay above this box, I like this particular entry to take it back to this level up here, 24, which we are heading that way now. We're only a few cents off $24. We're up 8% today, massive day for SoFi. But we said this is our box. If we lose this box, we stop out. If we start moving off this level, is a good, at least it makes sense to try this trade based off these levels, and where we can aim for next is that 24.60 is that next level, which we saw that's when the offering came out. But if we didn't do the offering and we just built off the earnings results, it probably would have gone higher over the next couple of days already. But that is a big range here. When this IPO'd, it hit this level three times, 2 times for sure, hit this level, 24.60 around, and rejected huge off that level down. It rejected so big that it fell down to $14 in the end, and before it reversed back up all the way to 24 and then reversed downside again. And we went much lower the second time, all the way down to what? Damn, $5, $4. So this is a big breakout level above 24.62, but we need to see candles close above, not just wick up and pull back down, because if that happens, then we may see a big drop again. Which, if you're a long-term investor in SoFi, maybe it's buy the dip opportunity if the growth is there. So for SoFi, we get across that 24.62, we hold above it. Next level, $28 is what I would aim for next. And this is what I personally would do. It's not advice, the financial advice. It's just what I will personally look to do if this happens. So above 24.62, we start closing above that level. I take it to 28 next, maybe 26, 28. Then raise my stops up along the way, or put a trailing stop up so it keeps you in, trailing 3%, 2%, whatever percent that you're okay with. You can also put a trailing stop in as well at that point, so you don't take that much of you won't take that much profit off if it decides to pull down. But this looks crazy. This looks crazy and looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. SoFi's chart looks like a beautiful setup that it's going to take out all-time highs, it seems, by the volume and this reversal happening. So we shall see over the next couple of days what happens there. SNGX is up to 249. If you traded this one, we just saw a new high on this one. Feels good. Feels good when you plan these things out. Feels good. It just gives you that extra sense of comfort in trades, especially momentum trades. A little bit more confident in your trading when you put these levels out and you wait for these levels to happen. Get through these levels, then you take a trade and you know why you're taking it. Feels so much better to trade, right? What do you guys think? No, you just want to be YOLO things. Tejan. I think it's great when you just wait for things to break through levels and then you know why you're buying. This is go to 249. So our entry was at $2. What did I tell you when we hit $2 entry? I said let's start aiming for 220, 230, 240. Let's start doing the bidding war like an auction here to go higher and higher as targets. We got up to 249. So close, really close to 20%. That's a win-win right here. I do like them though. Trying to find a reason to get into a trade. I slap myself. I'm long on. Which one are you long on, Sad Boy? Sad Boy Slim. Also, slap that coaching link in the social. I don't know if we have it. If we don't have it in the chats, guys, just go to our profile and you can get the link there if you're trying to get in or you're trying to join the free side, because we do have a free Discord too where you can start and interact with us before you take the next step as well. You don't have to jump right into a paid product, but if you want to get into the Discord and chat with us before you do, you can do that as well. SPY's still hovering around that. Oh, it's dropping again. So it's just, this is not something I want to be in, to be honest. It's indecisive here. We got a sell signal and buy signal right after each other, so it's just not a clear trend to trade. We need to see a clear trend. Like this was clean, but this is choppy. Look at Tesla. Let's have a look at Tesla. Oh my goodness. Tesla. Oh, let's zoom out on Tesla. Oh, well, then you might as well look at the breakdown point. I'm on the, we can go to 5 minute. And we can see just from the get-go, we got this level here to watch. So this could literally be a bounce point right here. So we're looking at 316.92 could literally be a bounce point based on this action from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Now, if it loses this 316.90, we must see 90, let's round it down a little bit, then we have a potential that this could sell off a little bit more to the downside. But this was also because of the Fed meeting, so I'm not going to like aim for all the way down there. But I would say put some levels in between and aim for here. So say we lose 316.90, then we aim for the 315, and then we aim for 313, and then 311. If we start to really sell off with some good pressure there, then I'd aim to play puts for Tesla. But this literally also could be a very good bounce point based on yesterday. We could literally bounce here, and it's right on the nose it hit so far, and we could bounce right here. If we don't bounce, then that's where I look to play it down. This will be a little bit more confirmation for me to say, well, we may sell off a little bit more here if we lose that level. But we can literally bounce and maybe go back up to here. Who knows by the end of the day if it doesn't drop below that level. That makes sense. Let me scroll down a little bit. I'm on 317 put. So like on the 5 minute chart, Tesla still screams just for the day bearish until we get over 319.52. That's when I say, okay, it's over VWAP, it's over the SMA ribbon. It's looking way more bullish now if it's over 319.51. And we can probably take out that 321 as a target to the upside. And maybe go higher from there. So that's quite the wick to the downside there. So there's a lot of buyers down here. Look at that wick on that candle. There's a big wick to the downside right onto that bounce level from yesterday again. And now trying to push it back up. So we shall see on the next couple of candles here if it just fizzles out or we build momentum back to the upside. Yeah. Is there any other tickers you guys want me to look at? Let me go to the comments here. Oh, Tick Breezy's in the comments of YouTube. Nice. Thank you, Tick. Yeah, I see there. Tesla's heating up here over. Yeah, 321 would be the obvious break to take it higher. Give me a second, guys. All right, so yeah, I jumped. I just jumped right out the stream, came right back. Sorry, guys. So yeah, with that Tesla, Adrian in the Discord, you've been killing it lately. Good stuff there. We shall see if this continues to lose that area, and then, like I said, we just aim for these little areas below. Keep it simple. Keeping it simple just makes a lot more sense than just being stressed out and putting 10,000 different levels on there and just pressuring you as a trader, trying to squeeze as much as possible out. And I think it's just better to keep it simple levels to aim for, simple stop losses in place. If it goes wrong, we're not always right, guys. We're not always right. But when we're wrong, all we have to do is stop out and take a small loss, move on, make that money back somewhere else. Okay, so Tesla's dropping a little bit. SPY is still sitting up there at that 639.35, so nothing really going on there. This one probably has a little bit more action. Let's see what happens there. Let me see. He's been abducted. Yeah, I was taken away for a minute. I did read something like that people were getting abducted and they were changing it up. They didn't want cash or they didn't want certain things this time. They wanted Bitcoin. So there's like people holding each other ransom for Bitcoin. I don't have Bitcoin, so I don't have anything to give you. So it's a waste of time. Come to kidnap me. But I read that yesterday. I read that people were asking ransoms in Bitcoin. How crazy is that? What world we live in? Insane. Okay. So Tesla's right on that verge of losing. Let's see if it really does lose that level. The SPY's dropping now, 638.80. So now we're below. So we can go back to SPY and you can see it's now dropping again below that level that we were looking for. And then now we've got Tesla also dropping there. So yeah, that how are you doing with that particular trade, Adrian? Are you in profit at this point? Do you have a plan for to protect your downside now? Oh, okay, $33 is when it's open. It doesn't say when it's open yet. So holy crap. How happened to this one? Did it just do a forward split? Yeah, it did 2 days ago. Interesting. So yeah, so let me see. Got out on that big wick and got a quick 8%. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, so I'm looking here. We got SNGX making a new high, guys. If you're in that trade, congrats. We're up to a high of 278. Our entry was on my entry on the stream was above $2, and the watch list also, I believe, was $2. Right? Let me just double check. We're looking for that big break above 2. I believe it was. Let me scroll up. Man, you guys talk a lot today. 927. Yeah, $2 was our breaking point for this. We hit 278. So what does that give us? Obviously, we're not going to take the max profit. No one takes the top. What does that give us? Let's see what kind of return that gives us. What was it? 278. That's a 39% return from entry to top, meaning you probably didn't. You're scaling out at this point, maybe taking 30%, something like that. And if you're still in this particular trade, maybe you're in 5%, 10%. Your exposure is totally off the table at this point. Just in case we see $3 plus, then that would be my last selling point. What's Meta printing? Let me have a look at Meta on my top screen. 776, up 11%. Meta's holding strong. Meta was also a rest and retired trade from $100. Fun facts. Up 700%. And then let me see what's the other one. Microsoft did hold its gains as well. It didn't hold its gains as much. Microsoft pulled back. Pulled back. Actually, that would have been a nice put trade from the get-go on Microsoft. Dropped $30, up 5%. So, that could be a great setup here. Looking at Microsoft. Let me go to Microsoft. I mean, it had that. We got that fall off from this time market open. What we got here? So I don't know if we're going to reverse. I'm going to look for a call once we start getting above VWAP. I look for a call to take this up for the day. But it found the bottom here at 535. We got a 12.5% retracement so far. 25% is 542. So I'd be looking for some more volume to creep in, because you can see the last 5 volume bars down there are green, but they're a little bit lower volume there. So I want to see some more volume coming, and then I'd take a reversal trade, buy some calls. But I think they're expensive, Microsoft, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a look. Let's see. It's dropping now. So, you know, another chance to trade this would be, okay, we got this pullback. Maybe we retest here, and then we start pushing off maybe like a double bottom setup. But it's not looking great at this point. But if it does set up today, and I'm done talking in about 3 minutes, and it sets up for the rest of the day, then maybe look for. They're not too bad. We can look for like maybe 545 calls for tomorrow. Aren't so bad. They're going for about $240 right now. Obviously, they're going to be higher if we start pushing, giving us a better entry, like confirmation here. But if we retest 535, and then we start to see more buying volume push it off that level, then that could be a nice little buying area for some calls from Microsoft. You can do probably 540 calls or 545 calls, but I prefer it more into closer to the money than so far out, because the expiration's tomorrow. You know, so if it doesn't move quickly today, I'm not going to be holding this overnight at all. So it could really flip on you quickly. This one's interesting. Yeah, I like this if we get, I mean, momentum above VWAP, which is 543, say 544. Then I would look to the momentum side. But if we get a retest of 535 and we see some strong buying coming again, then that could be a cue to at least try the reversal back up. And your stop would just be very easily under there, you know, under that level. And the upside could be pretty nice if you keep your risk low. We should see on these next couple of candles if we get a retest here or not. But they also had big revenue growth. Yeah, so I got about 2 minutes left, guys, and then I'm gonna jump out. Updated on VRME. This one also, yeah, this one is close to breaking out. So we've had those trades already make money, right? The SNGX on the watch list. It's on social media every single day. Then if you want it more, you know, more detailed, more updates, you come into the group, and then you get more updates and then get coaching and so on from there, and build your way up. But SNGX hit entry and target live here in the stream. We also had PBM. Our entry was 760 from the watch list. It hit 950 plus, I believe it hit in the end. So that was a winner and we were waiting for confirmations, right? 2-minute candles closing, or 3-minute candles for a little bit more confirmation, closing above those entries. Keeping the stop tight, meaning if we get to our entry and we start building and then we pull back, you got a nice cutoff area that's minimizing your loss if it decides to flip, because momentum does that. And then we also have VRME right now that's very close to breakout, but again, rejection, just how SNGX did at the beginning. And if we're impatient, we're probably thinking, oh, let's buy, you know, it's about to blast through $2, let's buy here. Nope, it got rejection and pulled down. So we're going to look for this movement above it. Then is when I'm interested to take this higher from there. So 126 break, hold above 126. I don't mind if I see a couple candles hold above 126. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable inside. Makes me feel more calm. and then take it. And until that happens, I'm not interested. There's also Raya, which is one that interests me too. But this one dropped off a cliff over the last couple of days, right? Look at this big drop from $3. It's also going to get some of those dead cat kind of traders out there looking for bottoms to make a little bit of quick money. This is going to be one that's on a radar for them because we bottomed out around 10 and it ripped all the way to 20 today overnight. So this is one that's going to be still on my radar to watch. Maybe I have a closer entry now because VWAP and my SMA 20 is a little bit lower. So maybe I am looking for a closer entry above that. So say above 17 cents this time now. So I'm adjusting my entry from above 20 to above 17 and then aiming for up here, 18, 19, and then up to that pre-market highs. So above 17, my target will be close to 19, 20, and then I would be taking my risk off the table, keeping, if I'm staying in the trade, I keep a very low percentage left overall, raising my stop, so I'm not going to take a loss. And that's the plan here for this. But this could set up, it's not ready yet, right? But it could set up maybe 2 hours from now. And then we decide to take the trade based on that 17-cent entry. So don't, look at it now and think, oh, it's not going to be a trade. Let me forget about it, because you show up later on. And if the entry was hit, likely to get to our targets, potential is there. And you totally missed it because you were trying to chase 10,000 other things. So keeping your focus on a few will give you a better return on investment too, if you can focus on less. But yeah, it was a pleasure hanging out with everyone. It was a good session. We had some good moves there on SPY, some of the watch list trades. I'm going to get off now because in a few, like 30 minutes from now, I've got coaching. I need to take a little break, fill up my gas a little bit here. So I'm ready for the coaching. And when Figma is on the market, we shall trade and see if there's a setup there. And I will see you guys next week. Same place, same time. Yeah, be safe out there. Thank you guys.